So, Sunless Skies is a gothic horror roleplay game that's focused on exploration and storytelling. The developers, Fail Better, recently released the Sovereign Edition, which comes with a bunch of new content and various improvements. I've played a bit of Sunless Sea, their previous release, and that was absolutely soaked in atmosphere. You get a real sense of risk-taking, desperation, dread, and wonder as you discover more and more of this world packed with mysticism and fresh horror. I'm expecting much of the same for Sunless Skies and can't wait to see what it has in store for me. If you end up enjoying this video, give it a like and drop a comment below just to say hi. So, let's look at Sunless Skies Sovereign Edition. Alright, so we can begin a legacy campaign. If you die, you can continue with the new captain, or we can do a merciful campaign. If you die, you can reload or continue with the new captain. I think legacy campaign is the OG kind of campaign. I don't think it really matters, but let's try it. Aiming assistance, only a few player weapons arc towards the target. Okay. Can make aiming easier. We'll leave it at none. And we'll kind of leave it everything standard. I want like I want to have all the settings as the developer intended them to be. I like the little saving thing. Log of Her Majesty's Locomotive, the Orphean, March 14th, 1905. Our expedition to the domains of the dead has been eventful. The Orphean is damaged and in grievous need of repairs and supplies. We are returning in haste to the Reach, where I hope to make port at New Winchester. May God be with us, for 1,000 deaths wait in the sky. Final entry of Captain Amelia Charity Whitlock, DCM, written shortly before her death. I'm already in it. Okay. We're in it. This is the Blue Kingdom Transit Relay. This all looks very familiar, at least in terms of how this looks. But we're not in port, we're just... You have returned to the Reach, an untamed, sunless span of the heavens, London's new frontier, a celestial garden run wild. Oh, we can dodge? Oh! Look at this. Yeah, we can do fancy things. Your journey back from the Blue Kingdom was tumultuous. Your locomotive is damaged and Captain Whitlock badly wounded. There you go. Wow. As first officer, the crew look to you. The nearest station is the New Winchester. Can you get the Orphean there safely? Oh, we got cruise control. Excellent. Yeah, this is like a ship in the heavens. It's like a train. There you go. Oh, we can scavenge. Much to the relief of your stokers, you find a barrel of fuel among the detritus. The wreck of Ozymandias. The wreck hangs in the sky, pocked with recent gunfire. You and the boarding party don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvas, lined with felt to protect against the cold of the sky. Two of the crew are whispering as they dress. What business did Captain Whitlock have in the Blue Kingdom anyway? Why the devil did we trespass in the districts of the dead? You silence him. Now's not the time. Leap across to the wreck. The gap between the two engines isn't wide, but the endless fathoms of heaven gape beneath it. Okay. You jump. Your stomach lurches with vertigo as the stars blaze above and below. The air of heavens is thin and torn by unpredictable winds. Then your boots hit the running board of the Ozymandias and your leather-gloved hands fumble for a hold. One of your companions throws you a line and you lash the two engines together. Only then do the rest of the boarding party follow you. One of them forces open an exterior hatch and you clamber inside. Her interior is cold, unlit, and whistles with wind. Your party's lamps spread buttery light over the narrow panelled passages. You make your way towards the hold, stepping over bodies crumpled in the corridor. Unfortunately, your way is blocked. A bulkhead has been mangled inward by a well-aimed barrage. So we can either, we've got some choices, we can clear the obstruction away. You locate a length of pipe to use as a pry bar to set to work. This will test your iron skill. Iron is the skill of confronting and overcoming. Or we could lead your party on a more precarious path. Go back out onto the Ozymandias' hull, climb past the blockage, and enter through a window on the far side, and do so carefully. Veils is a skill of deceiving and evading. So this gives me 75% chance. Okay, so these two are pretty even. I want to clear the obstruction away. Failure! Oh my gosh. As you strain against the stubborn steel, you remember an event from a year ago. A boiler explosion had trapped an engineer beneath a tangle of plating and pipework. The captain was first on the scene. You were second. Together you pried the wreckage upwards enough for you to crawl beneath it, while the captain braced the bar against her back. "By all means, take your time," she grunted as you dragged the engineer out. Back in the present, the twisted bulkhead yields. Suddenly, a crewman cries out as its jagged edge bites him. You order him taken back to the Orphean, while the rest of you press on. The way is clear, but we lost a member of our crew. You have reached the Ozymandias' hold, a ruin of smashed cargo and spilled supplies. Hopefully somewhere amidst the detritus you can find parts to repair the Orphean and restock your stores, so we can conduct a thorough search. Your companions work quickly. The Ozymandias' hull has begun to creak. Your actions on board may have compromised its integrity. Oh dear. Maybe we should have taken the sneaky bit. You find enough food and gear to restock your supplies, and enough spare parts to make necessary repairs to the Orphean. I say it different every time. I'm sorry. We'll settle on a pronunciation, I guess. Maybe in the comments you can tell me how to say it properly. The food will need to be thoroughly thawed, of course, but you've eaten worse in the skies. "Oh-ho!" cries one of your party, prying the lid off a long crate. It holds a cannon, still nestled in straw. Another crewman pulls a battered birdcage from a pile of ruined cargo. Within the cage, something winged and furred opens a sullen eye. You examine your finds. So we got 4 supplies and 15 hull. Good. The Ozymandias emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its hold, you have retrieved repairs and supplies and discovered some useful equipment. A gun that could be mounted on your locomotive and an educated bat. Ah! So we can mount the Jerusalem cannon on the Orphean. Her own weapons were damaged during the flight from the Blue Kingdom. This will leave you vulnerable. So we can get the cannon and a bat. And liberate the diffident bat and employ it as a scout. The heavens are wide, so locomotives use scouts, like bats, to locate things of interest. Ports, resources, wrecks like this one, and to scavenge. Oh, okay. So it says you can claim both this and the cannon, so I guess we'll take the cannon. You now have Cottrell and Heather Sage Jerusalem. It fires single shells to a good range, more or less accurately. You order 2 of your party to get back to your vessel and fit it immediately. The Ozymandias groans again. The structure shudders spasmodically. Okay, but we're taking the bat. The bat treats its rescue as an inconvenience and immediately begins to haggle over pay. You offer to put it back in its damn cage and leave it on the Ozymandias, at which point it becomes more polite. You doubt it will last. We now have 1 diffident bat. Okay, so we can press on to the engine room, but we are risking something, or we could just return to the Orphean. Let's return to the Orphean. Let's play it a bit safe. You lead your boarding party back to the vessel. Unshackling her from the buckling Ozymandias, you stoke your engines and steam away, restocked, repaired, and rearmed. The crew gave a ragged cheer. "Yay! Your terror has fallen!" Da-da-da. Okay, we can send out the scout. It will cost some supplies, but scout has discovered something. The walls of the captain's cabin. Okay, thank you. To see what it is, open your chart. We will. I just have been summoned by Captain Whitlock. Captain Whitlock lies in bed. Black marks cover her skin like a monstrous brand. When she coughs, coils of acrid smoke pour from her lungs. Gosh, Captain, I don't think you're doing okay. The locomotive's doctor attends her. Her lips are tight. Look, we know that she is sick. We don't have to press this. We can approach the bedside. Her mouth is blistered from the blue fires that dance on her tongue. Her hand grips your arm. Her skin is hot as a kettle. Made arrangements. The Orphean will be yours. Her voice is just a rasp of burned meat breath. Oh, wow. But promise. She breaks off to scream a word in a language that was not made for human mouths. When she resumes speaking English, she is weaker. Her request a little more than a gasp. Promise me one last service. Promise. Oh, we've got a lot of things. We can promise her you'll obey her last command. Whatever it is, you'll see it done. Tell her to rest. Pull away. Or demand to know why she took the Orphean to the Blue Kingdom. I do want to know. She laughs, a sound like wood snapping on the fire. Ash sprays from her mouth. It was worth it, she swears. Her voice was suddenly firm, her eyes hard and bright. Then she sinks back into the scorched pillows and twisting, frantic fever. The walls of... okay, so we don't have a last command, but... Cool. You leave the cabin and the scorched stink of its air behind and return to the bridge. New Winchester is further than you like, and the captain hasn't long left. Cruise control? Alright. Wonder what this bar is for. Maybe it's for firing. Oh, hello. Ow. You have to circle about. Kill him! Oh man, we're not good at this. Yes. No, we've missed. Get him! Charge! Yes. Readjusting aim. We went a little bit too far the other side. We're also out of their range, it looks like. I'll come back here. No. Yes. No! Oh, man. Could have avoided that. And this one. Uh-oh. This is very bad. We were doing so well. Yay! I don't know what this means. But it's shouting at me. Okay, I don't know if that was worth it. You prepare to board the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. Raid the remains? I want to strip it for repairs. We need to repair. The engineer scours the remains of the marauder for intact parts. Even before its defeat, it was rusting and rickety. Its plating a patchwork of reclaimed steel and repurposed bronzewood, but enough can be salvaged to repair some of the damage to your own locomotive. Onwards! Now, we have something. What is this? Your scout has discovered something. A station. Ooh, maybe that's where we're supposed to be. Ooh, okay, hang on. About face! Uh-oh. Friend or foe? I think they're foe. I'm gonna fire first. Yes. That was much better. All right. More repairs. Good. Let's go. That green light tells us maybe we can dock there? Load only. New Winchester! That's where we need to be. You coast into the bustle, the din, the soot and the steam of Wolvesey Station. It is clogged with other engines, scrappy mining locomotives from Lustrum Way, weathered explorers gleaming with frost, sleek company vessels with bright brass fittings. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings than a brusque station master bustles over. He requests to come aboard. I must speak with your captain, he insists, brandishing a ledger. The usual formalities? I'll look to the Orphean's doctor. He has just appeared at your shoulder. His face is solemn, his hat is in his hands. He lowers his eyes. Oh no, we've lost her. We were too late. The crew exchange bleak, wordless looks. The Orphean itself feels suddenly more empty. The station master looks confused. You inform him that unfortunately, Captain Whitlock has just passed. Ah, he says neutrally. Sorry to hear that. Very sad, very sad. He waits for what he considers an appropriate minute and a half before continuing. Alas, even amidst tragedy, the cogs of bureaucracy must turn. If Captain Whitlock is deceased, the station authority require their answers from the first officer. He dons a set of spectacles and locates his pen. It'll be relatively painless. Name, background, purpose of visit, etc. Shall we begin? Of course. Character creation, yes. Okay. Today, London lies between the stars. Her new empire unfolds across the heavens. But 10 years ago, before the Northern Gate was opened, before the renewed Empress led her people into the skies. Oh, Empress. Love it. It lay in a vast cavern far beneath the earth. Ooh, Sunless Seas. Deep, dark, marvelous. Who were you then? Okay. Who was I then? Revolutionary with high veils. Okay, maybe we should start from this side. Okay, street urchin. No parents, no laws, no masters, but also no roof over your head, no money, and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. So this has high veils with evading and deceiving. A soldier, yours was not to reason why. Yours was to do, but to do and die. You will begin with high iron, the skill of confronting and overcoming. A poet, the pen, the ink, the blank, monstrous page. You'll begin with high hearts, the skill of convincing and enduring. You can be an academic, a student of the sciences, the arts of philosophy. You will begin with high mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducing. A priest, hymns and hymnals, Sundays and sermons. You'll begin with high hearts. A sailor, you have roved the mournful, merciless sea waters of the Untersee. You'll begin with a high iron. A ministry auditor. For a time you served at the Ministry of Public Decency, which has become Her Majesty's preferred instrument. You'll begin with high mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducing. Or a revolutionary. The world is broken, one way for the rich, another for the poor. You decided to do something about it. I think I was a poet. Poetry was popular in Old London. Some poets sought fame, others art. Some simply enjoyed bohemian company. 3 preeminent artistic movements have come to prominence. Which are your works most associated with? So we can do the Celestials. They wrote nostalgically of the surface and the sun. Now they write of the stars and treasures of the heavens, which increases our mirrors and affiliates you with Bohemia. Okay, so we all going to affiliate with Bohemia at some point. And you can have a radical outlaw school that delights in freedoms found in the dark. Ooh. Or a new tradition born in the Empress's court. Their works are patriotic, bombastic, and occupied with the iconography of time, clocks, and seasons. Oh, I like that. I just want to deal with the iconography of time. I think that's cool, but I also like the stars and treasures of heaven with mirrors. Let's do mirrors, okay. We can also randomize all of these, and we can do wealth. We get a substantial retirement fund, acquire lodgings at Hubport, and retire. We can gather stories of exploits and write about them in New Winchester, or be warned, this is a demanding ambition for the truth. Wow. I would love to know the truth. Let's get fame. Immortalize your exploits in the song of the sky. For centuries, people have launched themselves into the unknown in the hope of making a name for themselves. You're sure you'll succeed? After all, you never heard of anyone who didn't. Let's do it. Okay. We can have our silhouette. Oh, we got so many hats. A bonnet, a turban, no hat. I like this jaunty hat with a thing in it. You can have all sorts of hair. The ponytail I quite like. Or this can be quite suggestive. I like that brow. Oh, give me a hooked nose, please. I need a large nose. Yeah, there you go. Okay. We can really choose anything. This is amazing. They don't have like a no chin option. I am one of like very little chin. I like this one. And my outfit. Ooh, I like that. I also like this. Then it doesn't matter. Then I really have no chin. Yes, let's do it. Term of address. This will determine what people call your captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. Excellent, thank you. Captain, my lord, my lady, specialist, doctor, professor, officer, archivist, principal, administrator. There's so many. Intendant, nurse, comrade, brother, sister, reverend, madam, sir. Wow. Hang on. I like specialist. We're gonna have a Abernathy. Specialist Abernathy. Go. Cool, let's start the game. We don't have very many in deceit and whatever, but that's okay. I'm more of like a knowledge person. 3 weeks have passed. This morning, Captain Whitlock received a simple memorial service. Her body was consigned to a necropolis train bound for the serene mausoleum. Now you sit with a handful of her relatives in the threadbare offices of her solicitors. A methodical notary is reading her the will. The captain was a wealthy one once, but squandered her capital on mysterious expenses before her expedition to the Blue Kingdom. Listen to the end. The captain's relatives, from whom she was mostly estranged, are clearly wondering why you're here. In a final codicil, the notary announces, Captain Whitlock confirmed that the possessions of the Orphean was to pass to its first officer. He peers at you with dry grey eyes. This concludes a certain black box contained in the Orphean's hold. Captain Whitlock's final request was that, at the time of your choosing, you transport said box to an address in London. He hands you an address card and deposit it there. You are not to look inside. She gave no explanation. That's it. You're the captain now. The Orphean is yours. So, we now have Captain Whitlock's legacy, and we've been bequeathed a large black box, and we have 100 sovereigns. Cool. There's all sorts of stuff. Hang on. It says here, before you leave New Winchester, we need to buy more supplies. We can get them at Victoria Market, and our hull damage is not great. Ow. Okay, sorry. That was me with my headphones. Try to repair it soon. Yeah, we do have hull damage. Repair your locomotive. You need 36. There's no real difference between the two, so we can do that. Okay, so we had full hull quality. That's good. Leave. Done. We need to do some provisions. We can learn about trading. Visit the Promise of Days or inquire about the Winchester War. I want to learn about trading. The porter at the station advises you to visit the nearby pub, the Promise of Days, to talk to seasoned captains. Alright, we can visit the Promise of Days. Old pistons gleam on the wall. The shelves are crowded with mementos from across the sky. Introduce yourself to the seasoned captains. You have yet to make their acquaintance. Okay, can introduce. Say hello. 4 are gathered at the usual table. The masked citizen, a libertine, polymath, and pioneer of the neo-nocturnal artistic school. The bedeviled didact, a scholar haunted by his discoveries. The plucky baroness, explorer, collector, philatelist, philatelist? I don't know. And Spatchcocker Meg, who hunts monsters. Of course, everything out there is jolly dangerous, says the baroness. Few risk the skies, so news of distant ports is valuable. Collect port reports from the places you visit and deliver them to Victory Hall or Company House. The more you turn in at once, the more they'll pay. Look for other opportunities on the way, advises the masked citizen. Passengers who want transport, rich men in need of bloody work, etc. How do we make our fortunes through trade? Ah, the didact says, fiddling with his innumerable talisman. An essential topic. Meg slides you a stool and the captains shuffle around to make room. The masked citizen buys you a drink of their own invention. It is violent and foggy. The plucky baroness gives you a brisk, encouraging grin. Ask away. Ask them about prospects. Wow. There's so much. Learn about affiliations. We haven't even left port. They sip their drink. The biggest port in each region has a bazaar where the captains do business. There you'll learn of people at other ports prepared to pay over the odds for a commodity. When you accept the commission for a prospect, it's yours. No other captain will pursue it. It's all fantastically civilized. They smile as droll. You have to source the goods yourself, of course, says the bedeviled didact. Find a port that exports them. The client will want a certain amount. You can supply some, or all of it, but if you provide all they need, they may furnish you with an additional reward. So we can accept prospects in the bazaars at major ports. You can accept up to 4 at once. You may review and abandon them on the locomotive screen. Cool. Nice. Do they know of a good prospect? The host of Magdalene's needs an urgent delivery of seeds, paying a pretty penny too. If I were you, I'd get to the bazaar straight away. Put my mark on it. Meg grunts. Broker in Port Avon is selling cheap seeds. Chirpy chap, God knows why. His face looks like it's been pushed through a mangle. An opportunity. Port Avon lies to the southwest of New Winchester, and Magdalene's lies to the southwest of New Winchester. Okay. So we southwest or southeast? Okay. Great. Let's go to the bazaar. Bye. There's a fastidious inspector. There's also an Uncautious Driver. That just seems cool. We can also follow our ambition. Prepare your locomotive, hire on crew. Where can I go to the bazaar? Ah, shops. Bazaar. Seeds for Magdalene. Magdalene provides a confident sympathy to the weary skyfarer. 3 sacks of verdant seeds, and we'll pay 80 sovereigns for each. Alright, they're looking to outfit a dozen or more engines. Deliver up to 3 carefully packed crates of munitions to Port Prosper. Southeast of... okay, we can claim it. We can purchase it at the Royal Society in Empyrean, and sometimes salvaged. Okay. Can get seeds. Hybris or lead beater. Oh my gosh. Wait. I am not done here. Okay, so we can't really get any of these. No. Fuel and... oh, I need fuel and supplies. Oh, it's so expensive. Wow. I barely have enough money to buy one of each. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess. Cheers. Oh wow. And then we can upgrade all of everything. Oh, look at this thing. Yeah, look at that. Carpet thick enough to lose your toes in. I love it. Okay, let's recruit the Uncautious Driver. I specialize in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. The driver indicates a crashed engine still smoking. Like that, without the screaming. Officers require a sign-on fee. Well, I don't have any money for you, so bye. Let's look at this opportunity. Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short and square-shouldered in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case of a pocket watch. It is embossed with the crown and hourglass of London's horological office, the body responsible for ensuring time is consistent across the country. I'm hoping to book a passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. Of course I can pay. Ah, pay sounds promising. Thank you. The locomotive I was on broke down following a boiler rupture. Chief engineer's fault, I suspect. A gentleman found of brandy, then of diligence. Here, an initial sum to seal our bargain. We got 50 sovereigns! Yo! Prosper lies to the south-southeast of New Winchester. Not that there is such a thing as north-southeast or indeed west out there. Instead, London's cartographers picked 4 of the brighter, more reliable stars visible from the Empress's new palace and named them north, east, south and west. Londoners value familiarity. Cool. So we can actually recruit this Uncautious Driver now. You will get a chief engineer who will increase your iron by 6, your hearts by 2, and affiliate establishment by 1. Let's do it. You have an officer and perhaps a mascot. I'm guessing that, okay, and we can change who our first officer is. Oh, inventory, status, journal. Oh, there's so much. Okay, it's gonna take me a bit to learn. But okay, I think let's go to Prosper. So if we have a, haha. So I'm guessing, wow, something that glitters and something to crave. There's all sorts of thingies here. Okay, so Fort Prosper is south-southeast as far as I remember. If we look at our journal, fastidious inspector, south-southeast. So east is this way. So if we go down here, hopefully we'll find it. They say that north, east, and south is not really... What? Excuse me? Okay. I've learned too much, clearly. Different maps. There's so much in this game. It's amazing. Okay. Alright. Choo-choo. Wow, this thing handles a bit like a bus. Even though it's a train. Okay, away we go. Steal a sip of coffee and hopefully we won't get attacked by anyone. It's unleash our board. I can't remember how we do that though. Hang on. Question? Hull damage scouts? No. How do we do this again? Gosh. Sorry, chat. Give me 2 seconds. Open shot. Engage scout. F. Okay, great. Thanks. F. Ah. What have you found? This thing. It is a platform. Interesting. That's north. Taste of smog, the sound of iron on iron. We are home. Okay, we have 3 fuel. Looks like we're going okay. Just wanna check. Maybe we're going too south here. Let's maybe send out our bat. It'll cost a bit of supplies. It has found something good. What is this? Just a question mark. Maybe we'll go there. There's so many levels. You can see so many floating islands in the background here. Let's keep going south. Oh, there's someone, and my game panicked while that happened. We'll just dodge them. Keep going south. Release our bird. I mean our bat. Edge of the wilderness, surveilled by the vigilant watchtowers of New Winchester. We found nothing. Oh no. Have we gone too far? We've just gone down one fuel. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Terror is slowly rising here. Oh no. I saw a massive spotlight. Oh, it's a lighthouse. Please tell me it's a lighthouse. I'm going towards it in the hopes that it's a lighthouse, not a massive ship that can shoot us down where we stand. Barcelar's Folly. Okay, we can't stop there. It's a blue light. Release out that. Anything? Yes. Something here. Alright, let's go that way. Oh, look at all of this detail at the bottom here. Okay. Seems like a stranded vessel. The Bugle Bee. Another scarred casualty of the interminable Winchester War. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark, its engine silent. Perhaps something of value lies within. 20% chance. Ooh, let's warn the dead. Terror has fallen. Good. Okay, we couldn't really salvage anything because we don't have enough sneakiness. Hang on. Excuse me. Sorry. Just coming through. Ow. Ow. Was this the thing? Yeah, this was the thing. Is there anything else? A stopped clock. The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Captain, good day. I noticed your ship's clock has stopped. Perhaps you'd permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. Yeah, you prefer things to be right more than twice a day. She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and sets to work. Soon she has the back of the clock and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Obscure horological tools gleam brassily among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is helpful to the temperament. Cool. The fastidious inspector has a round face, brown eyes, and short dark hair. She gives you the impression of being perpetually busy. Oh, we can have a conversation. What's this? Compliment her skills. Yes. Thank you, she says, in a small, embarrassed silence. Okay, ask her about her work. She sniffs. It is of a fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the Empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in the opposite corner. How is an empire to function if it can't agree what day it is? Unfortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade has seen to that. The what now? The what now? Ask her about the hours trade. You've heard the Empress awards her favorites with gifts of years to extend their lives, and that you can become rich mining for hours to satisfy London's hunger for them. What? Oh, hours have more uses than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of work worlds, to speed journeys to distant regions, to resolve overcrowding imprisonments. It does make my life more difficult when time knots and stretches like wool on the loom. More difficult, but vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of hours, and now even more has been found in the Reach. Miners dig them from the ground. She looks momentarily wistful. I hope someday to retire with a modest pension of years myself, to prolong the better part of my retirement. This is cool. Like there's this whole like thing of like trading time and using time and like, that's so cool. We can talk about the Winchester War. There are those that feel that London is a long way away, and that they do a better job of governing themselves. The frontier attracts independent spirits. We call them tacketies for the hobnail boots that are so practical out there. London, unsurprisingly, disagrees. The Windward Company earnestly represents Her Majesty's interests in the region, sometimes very earnestly indeed. The tacketies call London loyalists stovepipes, for our hats, I suppose. She avoids looking at you. And you, Captain? Where do your sympathies lie? I feel no loyalty. What a remarkable indulgence, she remarks with a raised eyebrow. Well, you know, I'm a captain who does things. Let's discuss the Reach. The wild, wide frontier, a sunless domain but impossibly verdant, with gargantuan vines, cathedral-sized bronzewoods, and livid fungal archipelagos. Like, that's so soaked in atmosphere. There's so much going on just in that description. Love it. It is an uncouth splendor, but I miss Albion and the steady light of the clockwork sun. These sunless reaches are so misty and quiet. She pauses, but critical. The territories here are rich with raw hours, and enough vegetation grows on them to feed the whole of London, even if it is of a dubious shape. Discuss suns. What happened to the Reacher's sun? And London has a man-made sun. How did Her Majesty defeat the old one? What? Defeated the sun? Like the entire whole, like the sun in the sky, in space? What? We warred, and we won. It's not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. The suns made the law, they say, and now Her Majesty makes it. As for the Reacher's sun, she looks through the window at the lightless stirring mists. I don't know. Do suns grow old? Do they die of natural causes? I think that would probably be better than the alternative, wouldn't it? Okay. News of London. I think this is the last thing. London sits in a coat of smog. Courtiers squabble at the foot of the throne of ours, hoping to receive endowments of years. Meanwhile, hard-working civil servants labour to ensure everything runs as it should. Was there a touch of Arkness there? All is normal. I miss her, though. There's no city like London in all the skies, and Albion is very different from the Reach, much more civilized. Okay, that's it. Bye. Alright, it is cold. Well, we don't have a sun. Okay, let's put on cruise control. Maybe that will conserve fuel. Ah! We found a ship! I'm going to turn off cruise control. Oh no. Heat bar is full. Okay. I don't like how this thing tracks me. Oh, we dodged that one. That was bad. Oh, we might die here. I'm not very good at these battles, I'm afraid. Oh, no, no, no. Okay. Yes? Hide advice. I can't see you. I was talking about a heat bar. No. We're on our last legs. No. I wish we could mount this on the side. No, a rupture. Your hull has fallen to zero. Your captain is dead. The hull cracks. The sky pours in. The cold takes you. Well, we didn't get very far there, did we? They managed to reclaim Orpheon. The bank, after funeral expenses, passed on what was left from their estates. You inherit a copy of your predecessor's charts, and you begin your career with some of your predecessor's experience. Cool, so we've got 17 sovereigns, some of my chart, and start at level 1. Well, that was a run, and we can create a new captain. I think... Let's have some high veils. But I don't want to be a street urchin. Let's be a revolutionary. Yeah. So we can say with your feet and your fists, with your mind, and with your art. With your art. Yes. And let's do fame. And we will have a random avatar. No, that's too plain. That's great. Administrator Wu. Yes. And we start on Woolsey. Excellent. Our holder's also almost full. That's also very nice. And we can still hire the inspector and the fastidious driver. That's all we have for today. This was really exciting and I'm really enjoying this. You can see that there are some elements of roguelike, roguelike elements in the roguelike genre, where, you know, you're not expected to complete a full storyline on the first play. You know, you're encouraged to fail, and I guess that's the point of the developer studios called Fail Better. And you get a few of the things from your previous playthrough to bolster this playthrough. You know, your chart is filled in and you get more money and you reclaim your ship, etc, etc. It's really cool, and I'm really enjoying this. Anyway, Sunless Skies Sovereign Edition is available on Steam, Switch, PlayStation and Xbox. The link for the Steam store page is in the description below. You can also follow what the developers are up to via their Twitter, which will also be linked. And finally, if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to see more of these videos, please do so. And if you really liked this and you want to see more of it, leave a like, leave a comment, say what the best part of this is. I absolutely love the atmosphere and the writing. It's just, it's got so much going for it, and I really want to play more of it. But thank you for watching this video and have an excellent day.